welcome to Polish with Ray. I'm Rachel and today I'm going to be sharing with you polishes I wore in May 2022. Before we get started, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you like seeing what I've worn on my nails for fun. I absolutely love sharing it with you. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure you do that too. I upload new videos every week. So April was a great month for nail polish for me. Altogether, I wore 23 polishes. However, that did include 4 different pedicures. I'll talk more on that in a second. And I did throw some toppers in there, so I think altogether it turned out to be 15 manicures. And I was a little bit more intentional this month about wearing my manicure for a couple days. You all know usually I can't resist. I love doing my nails every day. It's just part of the fun for me. But I wanted to really get to sit on the shades that I picked this month, so most of them I did wear for 2 or 3 days. If this is your first time watching one of my What I Wore videos, I split up the video into 3 parts. Well, I guess 4 parts if you include the pedicures. First, I share my pedicures that I wore that month, not pictures, just the polishes. Then I share the polishes or manicures that I just kind of liked okay. Then I share the manicures or polishes that I really didn't like. And then at the end, I share the ones that I just absolutely loved. All right, let's go. So 4 pedicures. I know, that sounds like a ridiculous amount because probably you could do your nails one time at the beginning of the month and your pedicure would still look pretty alright by the end of the month. I've been trying to change my pedicure up more lately than I usually would. And I've been doing that for a couple reasons. One has been because it's just fun seeing different colors down there. It also helps me use polishes that I might not otherwise and get more use out of my polishes. But also I've heard it's better for the health of your nails not to leave the nail polish on for a prolonged period. And I actually had some kind of damage, just like peeling and stuff going on pedicure wise. I'm a little bit foot phobic, so this is hard for me. But there was some peeling going on. It wasn't healthy, so I decided to see if changing out my pedicure color would help that at all. And it actually has seemed like it's made a pretty decent difference. The damage is growing out, and so I'm continuing to wear more pedicures than usual. So like I said, I wore 4 different polishes pedicure-wise. I try to change it up every weekend. The first one I wore is OPI, It's a Girl. This one I actually was going to take to a salon to get a pedicure done, but I live in a small town, it's walk-in only, and usually the walk-in times that I'm available are booked, so I couldn't find anywhere to go, so I just did it myself, and I loved how this looked. It did take, I think, 4 coats for me to get like even smooth coverage. That's not my favorite. I'll probably wear it as a manicure in the future unless I'm going to take it to a salon where they will do a better job than I did. But overall, I like this okay. I thought it was a really pretty pedicure. After that, I wore OPI Coastal SAND-TUARY. I think it's all of that time growing up where I went to the salon and picked out an OPI shade. For some reason, my head just goes, OPI, pedicures, they just go hand in hand. But I wore Coastal SAND-TUARY for a week. This is actually what I have on as a pedicure now. I put it on again today because I loved it so much. Oh my gosh, this is my favorite pedicure shade I've worn all year this year. It's beautiful, and it is like a tan, beigey, almost white shade. It's not one that I've ever tried. I've never tried a shade like this as a pedicure before. I usually go for pops of color, but this just had a really clean, sophisticated look to it. I am wearing it now, so I mean, that says how much I like it. After that, I wore Zoya-LAKE. I wasn't sure how I would like this one on me. I don't always like mid-toned shades as pedicure. Like I said, I like something bright or I guess something light, but this is kind of mid-tone, so I thought it would just kind of look blah. I liked it okay. I thought it was pretty. I think next time I would probably wear it as a manicure, but I'd be tempted to wear it as a pedicure again because the coverage was really good. I did put a Z-wide brush in here, but I think it was fully opaque in 2 coats. I'll take it. And then the last polish I wore at the end of April was Gelato on My Mind from OPI. This one had been an untried for me, and I don't think I'd recommend wearing it as a pedicure. The formula was kind of tricky. It was a little bit runny and just took a long time to dry. I definitely thought it was a gorgeous color. It was a really fun one to wear, but it was just a little too hard to work with. All right, now on to manicures. We're gonna start with some polishes that I thought were all right. One of the first shades I wore, I'd been anticipating wearing for a very long time. This is ETHEREAL AMPHITRITE. I might not be saying that correctly, but it came out in HHC last year, I want to say, and maybe the year before. I think it was last year. And I purchased this one and I haven't worn it yet. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous blurply base. It's so bright. It's got a extremely bold shimmer that shifts gold to coral to green to red, and it is packed with holographic flakes. On paper, this seems like a polish that I would be crazy about, but for some reason, I was just like not feeling this one when I wore it. We got a lot of rain at the beginning of April, and it was just putting me in a very blasé mood, and I didn't want to wear anything bright. I was like kind of grouchy. So I think the mani just did not fit the weather and I wasn't feeling it, but it's a gorgeous polish and I'm not letting go of it. I'm keeping it and I'm trying it again when it's sunny. So since I was in a blasé mood, I did try putting on a kind of pruggly polish. This is Rogue Lacquer. I'm not a witch, I'm your wife. And this actually released in Little Box of Horrors this past March. I did a live stream with this polish, but I didn't actually swatch it, so I didn't get to put it on. And it's amazing. It is the ugliest, like olivey green chartreusey base with a ton of hollow flakes. I love that. And then it's got shimmer that shifts green to blue to purple. It is amazing. I couldn't put it in the love category because the ones that I just loved this month were out of this world, but I really, really like this one, especially considering it's a pruggly shade. Y'all know I'm not usually drawn to those. Another one I really enjoyed was Stella Chroma's MAMMATUS Clouds. I think that's how you say it. It came out in last year's spring collection from Stella Chroma. This was actually my only rewear of the month. Yeah. That's great. No, there was one more. This was one of my only rewears for the month because I'm really making an effort to try polishes that are untried because what's the point of having them if you're not going to wear them? But this one, I actually was going to like a work thing and I needed to have something kind of neutral on my nails. And this is a really soft purple leaning dusty pink with silver glass flecks and subtle holographic. And it had just enough sparkle to make it like fun to wear, but it was still kind of a muted color to where it was very professional looking. So I enjoyed wearing this one a lot. I think it's gonna probably be my go-to, I have to look sophisticated and grown up polish because it's not very crazy with the colors. It didn't make it into my loves, but this one, if you're looking for that kind of polish, can't go wrong with this. It's gorgeous. And then I wore a few combos with like a polish for a day or two and then added a topper later. The first combo I wore was Moonshine Manny, No Tears Left to Cry. This is part of the Project Dupe It series. It's inspired by OPI Mermaid's Tears. And I purchased this one last year and just hadn't worn it. I thought it was kind of perfect for the like rainy, dreary, yucky weather we were having because it's a muted sage green shade. I didn't love the formula. I was a little bit disappointed on the first coat and second coat. I did have quite a bit of patchiness. However, it all looked wonderful on the third coat. I was a little bit nervous, but at the end, once I got to that third coat, I was like, okay, this is actually really beautiful. Like I just felt very sophisticated. It gave me that clean look I was wanting. So I didn't want to take it off. So after a couple days wear, I added Cuticula-Broken Fairy Tales, which is such a gorgeous topper. It is a glass flake topper with almost every springy color you can imagine. This came out in the Shattered Fantasy collection. It should currently still be available. And this topper looks pretty much amazing over everything. However, I don't know. I don't know if I loved it paired with this color the most. You know, I feel like this color has so much potential. This topper has so much potential, and this polish didn't show off all of that potential. Like something darker would have been better for this topper, but it was a pretty combo and I did enjoy wearing it. And then the last combo in this kind of middle category, I wore Believe Beauty. It's electric. This is from their Gel Effect line. And if you're not familiar with Believe Beauty, it is the Dollar General brand. So this bottle of polish retails for $2.50. I'm pretty sure it's cruelty free. Yeah, that's a bargain. And the Gel Effect line is amazing. So I wore it for 2 days. Then I wanted to change it up and I added China Glaze Fairy Dust. It was already beautiful by itself. It's electric. It is a really soft lavender with a strong green to blue shifting shimmer. And it shows up on the nail and it glows. And for $2.50, I mean, come on. That's why I'm like other mainstreams like OPI and, you know, all of them. I'm like, when they miss, I'm like, excuse me. If $2.50 can do this, then what's going on? But like I said, I love this. I didn't want to take it off, and so I added fairy dust, and oh my gosh, it was so beautiful. I just felt like a fairy princess with this nail polish on. It was so pretty, so springy, so soft and beautiful. Would definitely wear this together again. And there actually was only one polish on my I did not like list this month, and it comes from Polish. You guys know I love Polish. It is MAID Marian. I purchased this last year at their Black Friday sale. They released a bunch of Disney inspired polishes, and this was one of the ones I grabbed. It is a really soft pinky purple base with gold flakes, and I love this finish from Polish. I know so many people do, but I didn't like this base color on me. I don't know. It was a little bit more muted than I was expecting. When I purchased it, I thought it would be more like bright, like almost like kaleidoscope eyes, but it actually had a really similar base to the Stella CHROMA MAMMATUS clouds. So it's kind of almost like a nude base with just a little bit of purple in there, and I was not wanting that when I wore this polish. I was wanting something bright and fun. When I go back and look at my swatch photos, I'm like, wow, that looks really good. That actually looks really good on me. It just wasn't what I was expecting, so I didn't like it. My instincts say destash it, but I don't know, those pictures kind of tell me different. You guys let me know in the comments what you think. And then there were 9 manis that I was completely in love with this month. Oh my gosh, yeah, it was a good month. It was a good month. The first one was at the beginning of the month when it was kind of rainy and dreary. I wore Wildflower Lacquer Bauble. This came in the Tangled Tinsel Mystery Bags released last holiday season from Wildflower Lacquer on their site. Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. I had it on my winter rack. I said I didn't get around to it. I'll get around to it in the spring, and I think it's even better for spring. It is a super soft sky, like baby blue, not baby blue, like a sky blue base with lots of hollow flakes and shimmer that shifts red to green. And yeah, y'all, I couldn't stop staring at this on my nails. I kept taking pictures, I kept taking videos. I was just like getting distracted during class, like looking at my nails. It was beautiful. Loved this one. Another one I loved during that kind of rainy time of the month was ZOYA-LAKE. This one wasn't untried for me, and I don't know, nobody recommended this to me that I remember. I just saw it on their site and I was like, that looks like a color I'd like, and I was right. I love shades like this. I didn't realize it until this month, but I love shades like this. And a little bit reminds me of the China Glaze T-Rex Appeal from the Jurassic World Dominion collection. I think I just reviewed that, or I am soon. If I have, I'll link it up in the cards. But that is also an almost white with just a drop of color in there, kind of dusty and muted. It reminded me a little bit of No Tears Left to Cry from Moonshine Mani. This is a little bit darker and this one's more white based, but kind of similar concepts. And it just gave me such a clean, fresh look. I just felt like, oh, so sophisticated. Another one I love this month came from Cuticula. It's called Stroke of Venus. Now, I actually bought this last year and I hauled it and said during my haul, I was like, ooh, I don't know if I should have gotten this. I don't know if it's gonna look good on me. It's very nude leaning and it's not that far off from my skin tone. Well, I was craving a polish that was kind of a nude polish with some extra, and this did not disappoint. It just gave me a clean, fresh look on my nails, but then the gold flakes in here are so fine and there's so many of them that it still had a lot of sparkle and interest to it. I think I only got to wear this one for a day, but I can't wait to wear it again. Yeah, this one's gorgeous. Another one I wore is from 90 Lacquer. This is called Full Bloom, and I believe I actually did a twin mani with this one with Carolina at Gotta Love Polish here on Instagram and on YouTube. She has raved about this polish for a very long time, and so I purchased it last year before Jess took her break, and it's just been sitting on my shelf, and I was like, you know what, this is the year. We're getting out Full Bloom. We're doing it. Yeah. I made the right choice. This is gorgeous. I actually wore it on a day, like a school day. It was like an outdoor kind of day. And so I was out in the sun. It was like 70 degrees outside. It was perfect. And yeah, I was just like, yeah, this is beautiful. I love it. Can't wait to wear this one again either. Full Bloom 90 Lacquer. Another one I recently wore, this one was sent to me in PR, but I didn't swatch it for PR. I put it on because I wanted to. It was STARRILY Luminous, and this was one of the collab shades with Kelly Marissa. When this released last year, I was very enticed. I wanted to purchase it, but I saw the price tag. I don't remember off the top of my head. I want to say it's like $16, and I was like, that's a little too steep for me. I think we're gonna have to say no, even though it is a perfect sunshiny yellow with gorgeous shimmer that shifts green to gold to orange, and it's got holographic. That has me written all over. I love yellow, I love holo, I love shimmer, but $16, that's a lot of money for one polish. That's a lot. So when STARRILY reached out and was like, hey, would you like us to send you a few shades to try? And I was like, yes, this one, please, yes. So I wore it for a couple days. I was completely in love. Ugh, I love a good yellow. Definitely recommend this one. I don't know if I would pay $16 for it, but I'd pay $14. So if they ever have a sale, you should grab this one. All right, 4 more manis. This one comes from Holo Taco. It's called Sparkling Water. It is a linear holo. I feel like everyone and their mama's got this shade for good reason. It's so gorgeous. This thing was insanely holographic. I wore it on a very sunny day and I couldn't stop looking at my nails. They were so beautiful. I even had with this one, several of my students came up to me and were rubbing my nails and just staring at them, and I was like, yeah. I mean, this polish deserves that kind of love. It's that pretty. I loved this one too. I also was craving like a bright pink, a bright shade, so I wore Blushing Queens from CRQUE Colors. Oh my gosh, it's been years since I've worn this one, and I forgot how amazing the formula was. It was fully opaque in 2 coats. It was basically a 1 coater, and this color is divine. Oh gosh, I just felt like I ruled the world in this color. It's one of those colors that just makes you feel like you can do anything. Bright colors like this for me are so empowering. And with a 2-coat formula, even with their skinny brush, which I'm not a big fan of, how could this not be in my top picks? And then my last 2 are combos. I paired SHLEEE Polished Digital Lavender with Stella Chroma's February 2022 monthly mystery. So if you weren't aware, Stella Chroma does a mystery subscription box. Every month she mails a monthly mystery polish to your house. I think it comes out to $14 or so after shipping, and it's always so much fun to see what she comes up with. And it's like $14, so I don't know. It just feels right. But I've been part of that subscription service for almost a year now. That's exciting. And I always really enjoy seeing what she comes up with. Sometimes it's really fun because it pushes me outside of my comfort zone, and it's like stuff I'd never buy for myself. Not in this case. In this case, it was one I would have totally paid more money than that for. This SHLEEE, I did not like it. I was really frustrated with this because I applied 3 coats and it was still very patchy. I don't know what I'm doing wrong with SHLEEE polishes. I've tried 2 polishes from them, and the end result is always really nice, but just getting to that result is not so nice. And my replacement brushes don't do well for this one, so their skinny brushes don't help either. I don't know. But when I added the Stella Chroma February mystery polish on top, this mani was gold. I'm keeping the SHLEEE just so I can use it as a base for this because together, wow, it was so pretty. The shifting flakes that shift purple to green to pink, the holo flakes, the purple flakes, this one was fabulous. This one by itself, the February mystery, so you know, in 3 coats, it was still a little bit sheer. So that's why I decided to pair it with a base. And the final mani I have to share with you this month starts with an ESSIE. It's a combo too. It's ESSIE Bikini So Teeny, which was an untried for me. I know. Who hasn't tried Bikini So Teeny? I hadn't until just now. This I was in love with. in love with. I put it on my nails. It has the paddle brush, the new ESSIE paddle brush. I've heard the formula is terrible with the skinny brush. I want to let you know, if you haven't tried it with the paddle brush, you should try it with the paddle brush because this was perfection. 2 coats, people. 2 coats. Gorgeous little sheen from the shimmer. The shade couldn't have been more flattering. It felt fresh. It felt springy. I was feeling beautiful in this shade. And so I didn't want to take it off, and so I added a topper after a couple days of wear. I added Holo Taco Everything Taco. This is maybe my most used topper of all time. I can remember 3 times I've worn this, and it might be more than that because it looks beautiful over everything. Iridescent flakes, holographic, it's got it all, and it was a match made in heaven with Bikini So Teeny. Together, they were gorgeous. They were unstoppable. I didn't think anything could make Bikini So Teeny better. This maybe did. So yeah, this was my top mani of the month for sure, but lots of good ones. So those are all the polishes that I wore in April. Let me know down in the comments, did we twin at all? Did you wear any polishes that I ended up wearing too? Or are you now encouraged to reach for some of these and get them on your nails for May? I want to know. Let me know in the comments. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!